Hey gang, it's Tim. Welcome to Focus Friday. So today I want to focus on the new basics. So regardless of how you feel about the coronavirus and governments doing what they're doing, right? I don't care about how you feel about it. Things have changed. Now they may have changed for a short period of time or for a long period of time, nobody knows. But because things have changed, you've got to change somewhat. So what I really want you to think about is some of these like new basics around sales and marketing. For your sales and marketing, not what you do for your clients. So number one is, because the future is uncertain, everybody's uncertain, today's uncertain. So it is very difficult for you to pitch kind of the unfettered revenue rocket, right? That makes less sense than it used to. So you've also got to learn how to sell a protective floor so that your process makes sure that nothing ever gets any worse than it is right now, the first day that you start. And so you need to be able to sort of have that protection layer and the growth layer. And that's a different sale than most of you are doing. And to tell you the truth, that applies not just in agency business, but frankly, any service business. Like when you hire us, nothing's going to get worse. From today forward, it's not ever going to get worse. It can only get better. And we have the plan to make it better. Secondly, when dealing with prospects and clients, because there is uncertainty in the world, your ability to create tight, cohesive relationships with your clients will be at a premium. Because in a world where people are not certain, their tolerance for mistakes, miscommunications, lack of understanding, that shortens quite a bit. And honestly, I mean, I can tell you this from 2001 and 2008, if you screw up and your client does not love you, you're out. It happens. You know, because they're afraid, because they look at you as an expense that is wasting their resource if you screw up. But if you have great relationships and you have invested in your client relationship, you will actually be able to withstand those bumps in the road. And they are inevitable, right? Algorithmic change, marketing miscue, overspend, underspend, whatever. There's all sorts of issues that can come up. So they're going to come up. And if you have invested in your relationship, so you are working together with alignment in values and tempo and style and mission, then when those bumps in the road come up, it might get rocky, but you will withstand it. And client retention during uncertainty is a huge, huge win, because the other side of prospect uncertainty is, even if you have effectively sold the floor and growth approach, the protective layer and the growth approach, as I just talked about, typically people take longer to make up their minds, because even if they are sure about you, they are unsure about other things. So there is dithering. People don't act with the same sort of aggressiveness that they do, generally speaking, when they're sure about things. So sales cycles will probably extend a little bit. And that might mean that your sales cycle, instead of taking 2 weeks, takes a month, or instead of taking a month, it'll take a quarter. And so client retention becomes more important because, frankly, you're subject to the uncertainty that is influencing your prospect base, right? So you don't have the same sort of insight into how quickly people are going to be moving. And finally, the thing that you really need to think about is communication, commitment, and attention. So when things are uncertain and the world is changing, media costs going up, media costs going down, demand going up, demand going down, 31 million people out of work, whatever, like there's change, right? So for the last decade, the change has been fairly modest, right? It's all been sort of up and good change, right? People are spending more, there's more advertising, more advertisers, there's more business. Well, with 31 million people out of work and we don't know when they're going back, even if they get back in the next month, It takes a while for all that turmoil to work its way through the system. So there may be periods of decreased demand for even the most essential products and services. So your value, which heretofore has been probably mostly executional, like you know how to do stuff and execute on stuff that your client doesn't, right? That has been your value. Well, guess what? That's probably not enough value anymore, because you not only have to be able to execute what you know how to do, but you've got to be able to contextualize what you're doing to prove its value to your customer consistently and show your client how what you were doing is helping them be safer and learning more about their business and creating a better next, even if it's not directly related to your service. You know, for instance, even though impressions are largely valueless in a performance perspective, impressions matter in terms of brand awareness. So, you know, while you might be talking to your client about the value of your performance advertising, you should probably be thinking with your client about how you can measure any sense of brand lift, because that's a side effect of what you're doing on a performance, performance display campaign. And so you've got to constantly be thinking how to maximize the value and the insight from what you can deliver to the client and be handing it to them aggressively without having to be asked. You should be bringing data, insight, and love to your clients, because frankly, without that extra added value, you become an executional partner only. And guess what? Their cousin's brother's sister's kid is going to do it for a tenth of what you do it for. And if you have diminished your value to execution, you don't have a lot of value. You're outsourced labor. So you need to think about how to create value. All right. So the new basics, floor and ceiling, right? So protect and grow. Number two is really about focusing on the client relationship and investing. And then the third is looking to consistently create value from your activities. Is that information? Is it side benefits? Is it cross-channel benefits? Is it whatever? Like whatever that value is, you have got to become expert at finding not only your primary value, but the additional value and driving insights into the business, because you want to be as far away from an executional partner as you possibly can. All right. Have an awesome day. Take care. And thanks for watching.